Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is the School Owners Forum and Nigeria's largest training network of school owners, teachers, parents, and every stakeholder in education. Now, this class has been advertised, and we have been, for the past few weeks, we have been looking at how to boost teachers' productivity. You want to boost your productivity such that you will be more productive with your employer and with your job. So today we're going to be looking at 10 ways. 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. So you want to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. I like it here. Thank you very much. If you are not online right now, I'd like you to come online. Let's tell everyone the class has started. The class is 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. And as usual, you know that our series is the indispensable teacher. Now, talking about this, the indispensable teacher, in the last class, let me give you an idea, an overview of what we started in the last class. When I was showing you last class, I told you, we said that last class was going to be in about 4 parts, that there will be part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. What did we talk about in the last class? Who can remind me? Who can remind me of what we did in the last class? Let's see how to get it there. We have been talking about productivity, and then we looked at a few things last week, and I said that we're going to continue them this week. I said we're going to continue what we started last week. We will continue this week. So what did we do in the last class? Of course, on Saturday, we were looking at how to grow your school's population significantly through social media. And then last class, I was showing you a few things that teachers have to be. We're saying that it's not only should you be professional, you should also hone your skills. You should also be learn the vocational side of your job. In other words, you should deliver when you are placed in class or you are placed in with an assignment. You should deliver. So this class today, we are going to be looking at 10 ways to boost your productivity. 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. Can I tell you something? Can I ask you something? Does your employer have confidence that since you are there, if you are there, the right things will be done, and that more sales can be closed through you? We have been looking at the teacher as a school marketer, and I said that the best way to market your school as a teacher is to deliver, is to be productive and to deliver. So today we're going to be looking at 10 specific ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. Aha, I remember. I remember last week I was talking about categories of teachers. I was saying that there are 4 categories of teachers, but that 2 of those categories are not encouraged. I don't want you to fall into those 2 categories. I now said that there is another category which is a good category that I want you to belong to. I said I want you to belong to those 2 other those 2 categories are the ones I'm going to talk about today. But then let me quickly recap what we did last week. Last week we were talking about the categories of teachers. I said one category of teacher are teachers who are desperate for greener pasture. Remember? Yes, I remember. I said that teachers who are desperate for greener pasture. I now said that we should not be desperate for greener pasture. Somebody is saying, good evening, coach. Thank you very much. Good evening. If you are online, let us know the school you are watching us from, and also the state where you are. So let us know the school you represent, and then the state where your school is located. So I was saying that the first category of teacher, which is not a good category actually, are teachers desperate for greener pasture. Last week, of course, I'm trying to recap last week. Last week, somebody is saying, I love today's introduction. Thank you very much. We will just go very swiftly. Even as it is, let me give you an overview of what, okay, before I go there, let me continue my recap of last class. Teachers are desperate for greener pastures. Do not be desperate for greener pastures. You can look for greener pasture, but do not stay on somebody's job and spend all the time for which you are going to be paid looking for another job elsewhere. Yes, if I employ you, decide to do my work instead of stealing the time for which you're going to be paid. You need to look for job and scheming, going for here and there and all of that. That was what we were talking about under that. And then the second category of teacher, which is also not encouraged, are teachers but with no choice but to stay. Teachers who think they have no choice but to stay. You understand? Of course, teachers who have not grown themselves, they did not grow their academics, they didn't grow themselves in capacity. And so because of that, the school owners find them cheap. And because the school owner finds them cheap, they just have to stay there. At the end of the day, I'm saying that you should deserve the school just like the school deserves you. Did you get that? So let us not talk too much. That was just a recap of the last class. Let us go very quickly into today's class. Today's class says 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. All right, let us start with the introduction. So how did we, for this introduction is on the platform. Thank you very much. I'd like you to share this class. If you are watching from any angle, share the class, share it on your profile, share it on your school owners groups, on your networks. Now, there is no such thing as that is who I am. Some people will say, oh, that's who I am. Every time you see a teacher who will say, that's who I am. No, there's no such thing as that is who I am. Rather, that is who you chose to be. Did you get that? That is who you chose to be. When school owners complain about the teacher, most times the complaints are genuine. Sometimes they are not genuine. Of course, that is why we have classes for school owners also. But you see, most times when school owners complain about the teacher, most times the complaints are genuine. All that the teacher needs is some deliberate change in attitude. Did you get that? So when they complain about you, don't always throw it away and say, what are they saying? What do they want us to do again? No. Most times these complaints are genuine. All you need to do is some deliberate change in attitude. Deliberate, you get that? Deliberate change in attitude. One attitude or the other. It may not be all, maybe some part of your attitude. Now look at it. For example, a teacher with poor handwriting, this is an example, listen to me. A teacher with poor handwriting will not only raise children with poor handwriting, but she's also unconsciously raising children that will not pay attention to detail, and children that could possibly be unorganized. In other words, there is a connection between handwriting and paying attention to detail. When you see individuals that have good handwriting, it's because they pay attention to detail. So as a teacher, for example, if your handwriting is poor, it means you do not pay attention to detail. And when you do not pay attention to detail, it means also that the children whom you are teaching may also copy that bad habit or attitude from you. Eventually, the children will end up not doing well, and that reduces your productivity. So you get that connection. Usually when I talk, I like to follow my line of thought, because if you follow carefully, you see where I'm thinking from, so you know where I'm going. For example, a teacher I've said that a teacher with poor handwriting will not only raise children with poor handwriting, but they will unconsciously raise children that don't pay attention to detail, and children that could possibly be unorganized. Because good handwriting shows that the individual pays attention to detail. So if such a teacher improves on her handwriting, her productivity increases immediately. And as the result, the result will be evident on the children. So I just shared that as an example to tell you that the moment you change certain things in your attitude, it has a direct ripple effect on the children. It has a direct effect, and you see, when it affects the children's performance is better. Then you are tend to be more productive, and then the school will go. You win your employer's confidence. So let us continue now. I now said that that's just one example. In this class, I'm going to share you 10 secrets to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. Remember that in the last class, I was saying that today I'm going to show you the other two categories of teachers that you should belong to. I had shared two categories of teachers last week that I said I don't like that category. Don't belong to that category. But that in this class, there are two other categories that you should belong to. Before I continue that, let us look at these 10 secrets. Number one, I'm going to share you something very important. For every school you go to, there are a set of attributes that the teachers possess. For every school that stand out, there are a set of attributes that a few of them have, which is what is making the organization, the school, move forward. I'd like you to mention the following after me. Number one, say early comers. Early comers. Let me share you somewhere on my screen so that you have an idea of what I'm talking about. I'd like you to say early comers. And then I'd like you to mention this. Say extra milers. If you can type it, let me hear you. Say early comers, extra milers, and then overtimers. So now we want to look at those three. Those are the first three out of the 10 secrets I'm going to be sharing today. You want to learn how to boost your productivity, right? You want to learn how to boost your productivity and earn your employer's confidence. Thank you very much. Early comers, I mentioned three. Early comers, maybe whoever can mention the three, maybe will deserve something. Early comers, extra milers, and overtimers. Let me share my screen. Early comers, extra milers, and overtimers. You're going to be surprised because it's important we look at these things so that you know that for you to be productive, there are certain things you just need to pay attention to. Please wait a minute as I look for that slide on my screen here. I think I got it. All right. So now, it is what we call the power of dedication and loyalty. The power of dedication and loyalty. You can see this. Look at this diagram. You look at the early comers, the extra milers, and then the overtimers. You understand? The early comers, the extra milers, and the overtimers. All right. So look at it. So at the end of the day, you're going to see that for you to be productive, you need to. So let us take them one by one. Who is an early comer? You understand? Who is an early comer? An early comer, of course, is one who comes early to school. But that is not what I'm looking at here. I mean, that is just too. It's common. Everyone says, yeah, of course. But let's start from that literal meaning. Those who come early to school, as simple as that looks, as ordinary as it looks, a lot of teachers have not achieved that. You see them stroll into school at exactly the official time. See, if I say official opening for the school is 8 a.m. and you get to school by 8 a.m., let me tell you something, you are late already. Yes. If the official opening time is 8 a.m. and you also get to school 8 a.m., you are late. Of course. So an early comer, of course, is one who gets to work early. But that is not all. An early comer is one who arrives at assignments earlier, one who completes his own assignment before other people. Sorry. Let me show you. I don't know if you are seeing my screen. This is the diagram I want you to pay attention to. All right. Okay. I want you to pay attention. Just pay attention to that diagram while I continue my talk. All right. So I am saying that An early comer is one who arrives at assignment earlier than others. You understand? One who arrives at assignment earlier than others. And then also uh, describing that one who makes sure that if you are giving assignments, you do not give excuses. Early comers are those who don't give excuses. So let me give you an example. If I ask you now that, okay, can you give me a report? Can you do me a report of all of the things you have been learning in this class in the last 5 weeks? I like, listen to me, look at that assignment. I said, teachers, let's say I'm the school owner now. I gave you an assignment. I said, okay, my teachers, I'd like you to give me a report, a one-page report of all that you have been learning the last 5 weeks in this course. Give me a one-page report, and I want you to submit it on on Monday by 3 p.m. Listen to me. I want to paint something to you. Early comers are those who arrive at assignment earlier than others, those who complete assignment without excuses. An early comer, long story short, is one who does not give excuses. Because if you are going to arrive early at an assignment, if you are going to complete an assignment, it means that you have done it against all odds and against all excuses. So I say, well, my teachers, submit that 1-page or 2-page report by Monday, 3 p.m. Listen to me. On Monday, a few of us will submit. Many of us actually will do the assignment over the weekend. But you see, by 2 p.m., you will still find some people who have not even started their assignment. And then by 3 p.m., when I ring the bell that, okay, deadline, everyone submit, you now see some of us teachers, walking to the school owner and trying to give excuses and say, you know what, madam, I would have submitted the assignment, but you know what, something happened over the weekend. My daughter was getting engaged, or I went to put to bed. Let me tell you something. Some teachers are very good at giving excuses. The excuses will be so genuine. Imagine if you tell a school owner that the reason why you couldn't submit your lesson note is because by weekend you went to put to bed. You went to the hospital and then you gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. The school owner will say, wow, praise the Lord. But let me ask you a question. At the end of the day, after all of that jubilation, will it make us have a better school because you gave an excuse? Am I saying it's not good to put to bed or it's not good to have a new baby? No. I'm saying that it doesn't matter how genuine, when you give excuses, organizations don't move forward by giving excuses. So I'm just trying to paint to you, teachers are wonderful people. They are set of people that give very genuine excuses that are very emotional. Sometimes you hear a teacher say, you know what, I had an issue with my husband, with my family, my children, and all of that. Am I saying you shouldn't take care of your family? Am I saying you shouldn't take care of your children? No. But even when you take care of your family and you take care of your children, no matter how genuine the excuses are, they remain excuses. So bottom line of that, an early comer is one who doesn't give excuses. So if anybody is listening to this and you want to boost your productivity, decide in yourself that you will not give excuses. Let me give you an example. There is an analogy I used to give whenever we go for trainings, whenever we take this training to schools, various schools. I used to say that if I'm your boss, I send you to the bakery to buy 2 loaves of bread. And then when you got there, they told you that the bread is still being baked. You understand? They told you that the bread is still being baked, that the bread is not available yet. And I told you when you were going to the bakery that I am hungry, I am famished, get me 2 loaves of bread. You see, one who is an early comer, one who understands the menace of excuses, instead of coming back home to me empty-handed, saying that the bread is still in the oven, you will get to somewhere and get me 2 wraps of gala or sausage roll, so that when you come back, while I'm waiting for the bread to be baked, I will be chewing something in my mouth. That is when I will know that you are one who is ready to boost productivity. No, let me now take it to school. A parent walks to the school and complains that the children are not doing well. My child is just not doing well. A visitor came to our house over the weekend
and then my child could not solve the common homework that he was given. Instead of throwing it back to this parent and say, well, it is your child that is backward. No, 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 no. Don't do that. That's an excuse. That's just an unnecessary excuse. You take the complaint and you say, you know what? Perhaps the homework I gave the child did not understand while I was explaining in the class. You see, one who wants to boost productivity will cut excuses. So before I round up that point, I'd like you to say it again. Early comers. Early comers are those who get to school early, of course, but that's not even where I'm going. Early comers are those who arrive at assignments, who deliver their assignments without excuses. So the lesson to take away from there is that you should cut excuses. Please, cut your excuses. Excuses will not take us anywhere. You will never be productive if you keep giving excuses. Thank you very much for staying. Let us go to this second point number 2 in this class. So we have dealt with early comers. Let us go and deal with extra milers. So who is an extra miler? let's now, who is an extra miler? All right, let us see who an extra miler is. All right, an extra miler, of course, from that diagram, if you look at it, an extra miler is one who is not okay with just okay. Did you get that? One who is not okay with just okay. Let me tell you one way that schools fail. Any school that has decided only to be meeting the exact expectation of parents will not do well. It is when you decide to exceed and surpass the expectations of your parents that you will do well. As a matter of fact, any teacher that says the amount of money I have been paid is the exact limit of work I am going to do, you will never be productive. Teachers who are extra milers will always have a child at the end of the class that they will take charge of, even when they have allowed everyone else to go. Extra milers are those who will say, you know what, everybody you can go home, but Angel stay behind. Everyone you can go home, but John stay behind, because I noticed that while I was explaining to the other children in the class, you were not following. Instead of allowing this boy to lag behind and begin to lag behind the class, an extra miler will go the extra mile even when he or she will not be paid for that extra task. But you see, many of us, the reason why we cannot be extra milers is because we have other engagements that we want to go and take care of. You will see teachers who are more loyal to their private practice than the day job. Now, I'm going to that one. That one is under overtimers. But talking about these extra milers are those who go the extra mile to make sure that their productivity shows even ahead of other teachers in the school. So you want to be productive, right? You want to boost your productivity. You want to begin to go the extra mile. Let me give you another scenario. Let me paint another example. I'm trying to look for it in the 4-legged school growth strategy. All right, so listen to this one here. Look at what I wrote about extra milers here, and so you really enjoy this. Extra milers are teachers who understand that simply obeying instructions at best makes you a robot. Simply obeying instructions at best makes you a robot, but applying your intuition, creativity, and innovation makes you do more and better than the average person who only waits for the next instruction. And extra milers are not those who comport themselves as you are not a robot. You are not supposed to only be obeying instruction. Extra milers are those who generate instructions. You see, I want you to understand that the school owners or the HM, they are also human beings. You understand? Extra milers, listen to me, they don't wait to be told what to do before they get into action. Extra milers are those who are proactive. Let me give you an example. If there are some things, when a problem is small, it is a problem of the teacher. But when the problem becomes big in the school, it becomes a problem of the school. Extra milers are those who notice some gaps and holes in the lives of the children, and they will not wait until the parents discover. You know that when you wait until the parents discover that flaw, eventually it may lead to the parents withdrawing the children. Extra milers are those who are ready to do another teacher's work together with their own. Extra milers are those who are ready to block in for another teacher even when it appears that the other teacher is being what? Lazy. Extra milers are those who are ready to work in favor of the school. You understand? And you understand that you are employed by the school and not just by your class. Listen to me. Now, extramelers don't wait to be told what to do before they get into action. They go that extra mile not because they are told to do so or not because they are going to be paid extra, you understand, but because that is the noble thing to do. You understand? Listen to this. An extra miler teacher does not mind fixing about 30 minutes or after the class for a child who is lagging behind of his colleagues, even if it is not convenient. Extra miler teachers see the school as their own school. You understand? They see the school as their own school and would model the responses. Listen to me. An extra miler teacher will model the responses of the school owner. You understand? You understand? They will model the responses and actions of the school owner, even if that comes with extra commitment. In other words, an extra miler teacher will give the exact responses that the school owner will give to a parent when confronted. An extra miler teacher will not say, "What's my own business?" You know what I'm trying to do. You may ask yourself, what is in it for me? All of this extra miling thing, what is in it? There is something in it for you. You are going to win the confidence of your employer. The moment you win the confidence of your employer, you begin to learn the secrets of the business. The moment you begin to learn the secret of the business, you are empowering yourself with something that your salary cannot give you. That is how your school owner became a school owner. That is how your school owner learned all the skills that she needed to run that school effectively. Let me continue. Listen to this. Don't feel too bad if you can't fit into this definition of mine. I have said in my opening of this section that these teachers are rare to find. Extra miler teachers, early comer teachers, they are rare to find. Maybe you want to become one of those rare, a few. Listen to me. I have seen them in my adventurous journey of coaching school owners, coaching teachers, and I can assure you it is not an impossible task. You can achieve it. That is how to boost your productivity. That is how to win your employer's confidence. Somebody is asking me, say, David, why should I bother? Why should I worry about winning my employer's confidence? The question is, why shouldn't you? Don't you know that when you win your employer's confidence, more responsibility might be given to you, but so will more reward be given to you. When you approach them for anything, they will hear you first before they hear others. During the lockdown, let me share you a testimony. During the lockdown, one of my wonderful school owners approached me and said, David, this lockdown is so hard, but a few of my teachers, I cannot let them go. I cannot pay everybody else, but I have told my son, who is overseas, to send me money, to be sending me money. As a matter of fact, my pocket money that is sent to me by my son abroad is the money I'm using to pay these certain few teachers. Why? Because they are so special to me. They fall into that category of early comers, extra milers. It's important you understand this point. Should I read you more? Listen to me. When you say a school owner has favorites, you may be complaining. Our school owner has favorites. She loves some people more. Why? Why will she not love some people? Even you as a parent. Even we as a parents, sometimes we have favorites among our children. Yes, sir. When you say a school owner has favorites, you are referring to extra milers. Just an attitude All right, so we continue. It's just an attitude that they have imbibed over time. Listen to me. Trust me, it's a good attitude. It may not be convenient, but it is mentally rewarding to know that you are part of the school's success and that your place will be hard to fill. So that is those are do you now understand what extra milers are? Extra milers are those who are not okay with just okay. 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. So let us, before we continue, let us look at a few things. I'd like to show you a short video concerning our tablets, because some of us teachers, we really need this.
Alright, so these tablets are moving very fast. As you can see, this order is going right there. It's been shipped out to Abuja. So if I were you, I'm going to order from mine now. This is the Thinkalai Android tablets. It runs perfectly, runs all application, Zoom, Thinkalai, Google Classroom, Edmodo, name it. It's a widescreen, and the catch here is it comes with a keyboard, so your child is able to also type with it, unlike other tablets. So this is very smart. It comes in 64 gig and 4 gig RAM. There's also 3 gig, 2 gig RAM. There's always a specification for you. Get yours now.
All right, thank you very much. I hope you saw that tablet. That tablet is selling very fast. I'd like you to place your order. But then there are also other services I should remind you of. I want to remind you that we have the digital assistant service, which is a social media and web assistant service. We also have our 3 books. Our 3 books. I always talk to you about them. And then you have also, this is the 4-legged school growth strategy. This is the indispensable teacher, the one we are working with now. And then this is the book called Tribe. You can order it in bulk. And also remember that we can have this training in your school. Yes, we can have this training in your school. We can have your own teachers alone. We can train them online. We can train them on site in your school. Also remember all other materials that we have been. These lectures can be given to you, the recorded version, in case you have missed any of the classes. And then remember that we have the Thinkalai School Management Software, Nigeria's largest school management software. Exams are coming, everything has gone digital. Subscribe to Thinkalai. So let me continue this class so that you know what we are talking about. Now, let us go to point number 3. You know that we have said 10 ways. We are not going to finish it in this class. Perhaps I'm going to take only 3. And then in the next class, I will take more. So, I have talked about the early commerce. Look at look at my slides again. I've talked about early commerce. And then I talked about extra milers. And then I want to talk about overtimers. Yes, overtimers. Are you still following me? Overtimers are those who are there when others have left. Yes, those who are there when others have left. At the end of this session, I want to make you understand that three attributes is what you need to win your employer's confidence. Every organization that you see, every school that is doing fine, a few of the teachers have put it upon themselves to be early comers, to be extra milers, and then also to be overtimers. So you need to put it upon yourself to be all of these 3 especially. So I'm taking this, I'm zooming in on these 3 so you know that there are 3 things you need to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. So let me now pick overtimers. So who are overtimers? Listen to this. Overtimers are teachers who remain in school. Listen to this. Who remain in school when others are hurried off. Yes, many of us teachers, you hurry out of school, you go out of school the same time when parents are coming to pick their children. Have you seen a school where, as the parent is opening the gate, the teacher is dragging the gate with the parents? As a matter of fact, you get to some schools, they say that closing time is 3 p.m. By 2 p.m., they have already dressed up and done their makeup. By 2:30, their bag is ready on the table. By 2:45, and everything is set. By 3 o'clock, they are no more in class. As a matter of fact, by 3 o'clock, you meet them at the gate. If you ask them where are they hurrying to, they will say, "Don't you know I have plans for myself? Don't you know I have extra lessons?" I'm not saying you should not do your extra lessons. No one is saying you should not take your extra classes. But you should not be more loyal. Do not show more allegiance. Do not be more loyal, more committed to your private practice than your day job. That is what I'm saying. It is wrong. So overtimers are those who deliberately, listen to me, who deliberately remain in school. Somebody is telling me something here. Who deliberately remains in school. If you are watching on YouTube, kindly subscribe to that channel. Kindly just click the subscribe button. All right. Overtimers are those who deliberately remain in school when others have hurried away. They are there not just because they have nothing else to do, but because they know that any job that promises a regular source of livelihood is worth being more loyal to than other temporary engagements. So now listen to me. I'm speaking about that, referring partly to this attitude of teachers being more loyal to private engagement than their day job. Are you more loyal to private engagement than your day job? Are you an overtimer? What I'm saying is that overtimers, when school closes, they don't hurry away. They deliberately, even when they are not mandated to, they deliberately stay behind, because it is by staying behind that you meditate on your actions in the day. You think about each child one by one. You appraise yourself as to what you have done or what you haven't done or what you are yet to perfect in every child. You take each child as a project. Most times when you leave the school, you have no time to think about the school until the next day. Am I saying that you should waste your time? No, I'm saying that it shows an attitude of one who wants to boost his or her productivity and who wants to win the employer's confidence. So listen to me. Listen to this. That extra time that you put into it, when you ruminate, it helps you to ruminate on your performance during the day, and probably helps you to set the agenda for the next day. Because when employees, especially teachers, step out of their offices at close of work, the next time they think about the office or about the job is the next day. So you understand this point? It's important. Somebody may be asking me, "Oh, David, don't even bother talking about that. In my school, we are already forced to work overtime. There is no official closing. I know. That is fine. But the overtime that I mean here should not be that one, that should not be that spent on routine work. I'm not saying you should spend on routine work. It should include time spent alone. It could be before the day starts. That is why when they say resumption time for teachers is 7:30, you get to school by 7. When they say this official resumption is 8 o'clock, get to school by 7:30. That's an overtime. You will be more composed. You will be more productive. You will be more organized. And then you see, your employer is seeing it. You will win your employer's confidence. You will win your employer's confidence. I hope you are getting this point. It's important that you take this into consideration. So now, what are the 3 points I've talked about? I've talked about 1, early comers. I have talked about extra milers, and also I have talked about overtimers. But I'm moving on. I'm moving on in this class. We're looking at 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. 10 ways to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence. So look at the other 10 points, the other 7 points we're going to be looking at in this class now. Let me show you. Let me just locate it here. So it's important you understand that these things, we are not trying to punish you or trying to give you more work, but you see, if you can do them, you will be more productive at what you do. You will win your employer's confidence even more. All right. So, question: do you have any question? Does anyone have a question while we are going on the last lap right now? Is there any question while I locate where this is? All right. Any question? All right, somebody is talking to me. Okay. Remember that in the last class I mentioned something called emotional resignation. I said that is one of the diseases suffered by people who are desperately looking for greener pasture. Of course, we have to settle all that we settled in last class, because if we don't settle the issue of your desperacy, or if you don't settle that, you will not be able to run with the ones that we are treating now in this class. That was why we have to settle all that we settled in the last class. Yes, we have to settle all of that so that we will be able to go into what we want to do in this class. Okay. All right. So let us go back to the point we started with. In the beginning of the class, I was talking about your handwriting. I was talking about a few things. I mentioned a point. I said in my prologue, let me read the prologue again. So for those who are just joining in, I mentioned, because I want to mention a point in that. I said, for example, a teacher with poor handwriting, listen to me, will not only raise children with poor handwriting, but he or she will be consciously raising children that don't pay attention to detail. So, number 4 point on how to boost your productivity is for you to pay attention to detail. Do you pay attention to detail? Do you pay attention to details? Or do you just skim over everything as though they don't matter? They don't count? As a matter of fact, this topic is one of the very first topics we treated on the School Owners Forum. Paying attention, pay attention to detail. Let me read you that article. It was about a few years ago. Attention to detail. All right. Okay, listen to me. I was saying there that the human mind, listen to me, as a teacher, listen to me, the human mind has the ability to learn almost anything, but it only excels in the things that it pays close attention to. Your children, the reason why some of the children are not doing fine, it's because you have refused to pay close attention to them. You have refused to pay attention to deep learning. Many of them, you know that they are not getting it. Let me paint a picture. There's something we call, when you teach a child and what you are teaching the child is not sinking into him, you know. I'm not saying sinking. Okay, there are two things: sink, S-I-N-K, or sink, S-Y-N-C. Now, when you are teaching a child and what you are teaching the child is not sinking, everybody, do you understand? Yes. Do you understand? Yeah, but you know it's not sinking. But you choose not to pay attention. You choose to look away. See, if you will not take anything away from this class, I want you to write down my points. Any commas, extra minus, overtimers, attention to detail. Attention to detail. So let me take care of my laptop. Attention to detail. Okay, so I'm talking about early comers, extra milers, overtimers, and those who pay attention to detail. So I'm now talking about paying attention to detail. I'm reading you an article. I'm saying to you that when you teach a child in the class, thinking for it to sink, it has to sink. You know, there are two things now: sink, S-I-N-K. It must enter them. Then sink, S-I-N-C. That is, must become a part of their consciousness. So you have to spend time, the right amount of time needed. Listen to this. So if you are the type that don't pay attention to detail, you will only be talking, and only a few of your children, and by so doing, the children will not perform well. And when, especially this thing happens with the children who are in kindergarten, early years, because they cannot talk. You know, they cannot talk back at you. They will not be able to tell you whether they understand or they don't understand. It is their parents who will eventually discover. And when their parents now discover, it becomes a problem. You understand? So you must pay attention to detail. Make sure that what you are imparting is sinking. Listen to my point again. I'm reading you an article that I wrote about the 4th of January 2018. Yes. I think 4th of January 2018. That's more than 3 years ago now. Listen to me. The human mind has the ability to learn almost anything, but it only excels in the things that it pays close attention to. When you go through a long document, for example, or a book, when you go through a long document or a book over and over again, you will probably spot out something new each time you go through. That's what I'm saying. When you teach children and you don't pay attention to, if you pay attention to detail, you will find out whether what you are teaching is sinking or not. I'd like you to write down that word, S-I-N-K, sink, S-Y-N-C, sink. So you know, whatever you are imparting must don't be in a hurry. See, teaching in this 21st century is not about covering syllabus. I'd like to talk to the school owner. It is not about completing the syllabus. It's not about completing, it's about making what you are teaching sink. Sometimes I pity the children because whatever they miss in your class, they may never get it again. Are you getting my point? Thank you very much for that highlight. So I pity the children sometimes because, especially the younger ones, they cannot tell you that they don't understand. But for a teacher that pays attention to detail, you will know. So let me continue my article. See, the developed countries that we admire, for example, America, Canada, Australia, and the rest, you know, those countries that we admire, they are a product of well-organized ideologies, conceptions, and constructions with utmost desire for perfection through paying attention to detail. Let somebody tell me that. Pay attention to detail. You understand? Whatever you teach must sink and sink. Thank you very much. And how to make that happen is when you pay attention to detail. You know, let me tell you, I'm this kind of teacher. I'm not a man of too many words. But you see, the few I want to tell you, I know I've not seen you face to face, or maybe one day we'll organize a physical session. But I want a situation where when we meet, you will say, yes, those things that you taught us, it worked. It worked. I remember a meeting that we went in 2019, July. It was a meeting of a retreat of over 1,000 school owners in Lagos. And then I just spoke for 45 minutes. A few months after, 6 months, I met one of the people we talked to. He said, Mr. Adenij, I took what you said, I traveled out, and then I sat down with it and implemented them. Now I have a brand new school. My school is new. So let me tell you something. You must pay attention to detail in your children, in your parents. Yes, especially your parents. You must pay attention to the detail. Don't allow a parent tell you that they are not happy before you know they are not happy with you. When they are not happy with you, you know, but you are ignoring. You understand? So make sure you pay attention to detail. So listen to this. I'm continuing my article on paying attention to detail. When you pay attention to detail of any instruction, you simply avoid cheap mistakes. Hello? Have you checked out the fact that the mistakes that you are making on your teaching job, the things that the school owner is complaining about, they are the same things that your former school owner complained about. Have you noticed that the same things they are complaining about you in that school are the same things they complain about you in your former schools? It shows that you are not paying attention to detail. I told you in the beginning of this series that this series will not only make you a better teacher, it will make you a better person. Because when you become a better person, you can become a better staff, a better teacher, a better everything. And you are the first beneficiary of a better you. You want to take that home? You are the first beneficiary of a better you. So don't think you are doing it for anyone. You are doing it for yourself. So listen to me. Listen to me. When you pay attention to details of any instruction, you simply avoid cheap mistakes, errors, and blunders. When people speak, even your subordinates don't just hear. Listen and pay attention. I mean, when people speak, even if it's your subordinates that are talking, don't just hear. Listen and pay attention. Many of us are not listening to our school owners. We have what we want to do in our minds. We are only there. Well, you know what you want to do. Some of us are too low. I'm sorry to say. Some people like to run their mouth about the school owner. They say school owner this, school owner. Sometimes I ask myself, can you just settle down and learn and serve out your apprenticeship? Serve out your apprentice period before you begin to talk. You understand? So that when you leave, you will have gathered enough experience that you are supposed. So let me continue my story here. Listen to me. So don't allow your mind to wander off to other things when you are in a meeting. Hello? Always make sure that your mind is where your body is. Many of us will be teaching in class and our minds are not there. I have seen teachers who gist with the other teachers more than they teach the children. You always find them discussing one matter or the other. It is not a good habit. It's not a good attitude. Nobody told me, nobody has paid me to talk. I'm saying my own. The meeting is free. As a matter of fact, you should bring other people next week. So make sure that you are not in class and then gisting with other people. At the end of the day, you are not spending the right amount of time paying attention to the work, to the job that you are employed to do. Pay attention. Let's always say pay attention. Reason deep. Yes, reason deep. Ask logical questions where necessary. So I hope you are following this class. We have said 4 things in essence. We have said that you want to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence, be an early comer. From tomorrow, begin to get to work when others have not got there. And then also arrive at assignments earlier than others, complete assignments earlier than others without giving excuses. Without what? Giving excuses. Excuse me. Without giving excuses. Excuses are not good. They are a menace. No matter what you do, excuses don't take you away. So those are early comers. Second, we talked about extra milers. Extra milers are those who are not okay with just okay. Look at that picture again. Look at it again. Yes. Those who are not okay with just okay. You see? Yes, that was my slide concerning those 3 points. Early comers, those who are there before others, and extra-milers, those who are not okay with just okay. Overtimers, those who are there when others have left. Become that person who will begin to be there when others have left. Become that person, that teacher who will not drag the gate with the other with parents when school closes. Instead of dragging the gate with school with parents, why not spend a few minutes? Instead of hurrying away to your wait. There's something you should begin to do. If your school closes by 3 o'clock, let the first private parties start by 3:30 or 4. Hello. Some of us will even go to the school now to collect loan. Can you go to your private lesson parents to collect loan? Can you say, please, ma, can you give me part of my salary? Some of us will do cooperatives here and there in school. Do you do cooperatives with the private parents? You should not be more loyal, listen to me, you should not be more loyal to your private teaching than the school where you are working. Overtimers. While the final point I talked about in this class, if you want to boost your productivity and win your employer's confidence, is what? To pay attention to detail. Pay attention to details in the children. Pay attention to detail in their parents. Pay attention to detail in your school owner. Pay attention to detail in your class. Let me leave you with this statement concerning paying attention to detail. The statement is from Charles Swindoll, a man called Charles Swindoll. You can Google that name. One of the greatest speakers of all times. He pointed out that the difference between something good and something great is attention to detail. Can somebody type what I just said? Let me know if you are following. The difference between something good and something great is attention to detail. Some schools in Lagos are regarded as A-list, not because, see, let me tell you something. When you say some schools are A-list, they are elitist schools, it is not because of the amount of money they are charging. It's because of an attitude that their founders imbibed. They choose to pay attention to every detail. So the difference between your school, a good school, and another great school, is the attention that you people pay to detail. Is somebody typing that? Yes. Pay attention, reason deep, ask logical questions. Some people are following me. Thank you very much. I want somebody to type. I have only a few minutes more. That's the assignment I want to give everyone. If you are online, type that in the chat box now. Say the difference between something great. Wait. The difference between something good and something, thank you, God bless you. The difference between something good and something great is attention to detail. I hope you enjoyed this class. I've enjoyed it. Now, after this class, don't just go away. Share the class, share it. If you are on YouTube, subscribe, hit this called subscribe button, and then hit the bell so that you get our new videos. If you are on Facebook, share it on your profile, share it on every school owner or teachers network that you have. It is free. Let everyone enjoy. Remember that our products and services still remain. We recruit teachers for schools. It's just 30K per term. Any term that you don't need teachers, you will not need to pay. We also we help you with your social media handle and your website. You need this. It will help you grow your school faster than the manual one. So we're going to handle your social media network, design flyers for you, beautiful flyers, and also we are going to manage your website. Also remember that this same training can be brought to your school. We can talk to your teachers. Your own teachers alone. We can talk online like this. We can talk in your school. Remember that Thinkala is Nigeria's largest school management software. So we want you to switch to Thinkala. If you are using a software that does not give you all that Thinkala gives you, please come to Thinkala. It's very cheap and it's very, very good. Our books are seen here. The 4 latest school growth strategy. These are the 3 books. The Indispensable Teacher and Thrive. And then also remember, can someone remind me? Our tablet is still selling very fast. Lecture recordings are available. You can have hundreds of hours of lectures. There is no way you will follow the school owners form for 1 year and your life will not change. Your school will change. As an individual, something will change about you. Because what we are saying is a product of experience. We have said the same things to thousands of teachers, and the testimonies have been tremendous. As a matter of fact, we want to also hear your own testimony. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. I am David Adenij, by the grace of God, convener of the School Owners Forum. So let us meet again time when we call your way again by the grace of God. Bye for now.